This red and blue spider symbolized its intense venom. When it bit the frail boy, the sharp pain made him instinctively fling it away. The kind-hearted student didn't kill the spider, but that very evening, after returning home, he noticed something was wrong with his body. Suddenly, a wave of dizziness struck him. The wound on his hand turned murky, and inside his body, the genes of the super spider began to replace his own. The next morning, strange things happened. When he put on his glasses, everything looked blurry, but once he took them off, his vision was crystal clear. Even more astonishing, the once skinny boy was now muscular, brimming with energy. By noon, his true powers began to reveal themselves in the cafeteria. As the goddess-like girl gracefully walked past, he suddenly sensed danger. After she left, he realized his hand was stuck to a fork. When he pulled, a strand of web followed. Startled, he shot a web that latched onto a tray across the room. Hastily retracting it, he accidentally smashed the tray against a burly guy behind him. Alarmed, he tried to leave, but the tray was still stuck to his hand, and everyone knew it was him. In the hallway, he thought he was safe, unaware that the furious brute was marching toward him. That's when his spider sense activated. Countless tiny hairs on his body sensed every motion in the air. A tiny fly, a wad of spit-soaked paper, and a fist the size of a clay pot. The bully was about to beat him up in front of everyone, but as the first punch came, the boy dodged. The second punch he dodged again. To him, the heavy fists moved in slow motion, making them effortless to avoid. With a high-level backward lean, as if he had trained flexibility for 18 years, he slipped away. Then, when another student tried to attack from behind, his spider sense flared once more, and he flipped backward to evade. The enraged bully launched a flurry of attacks, but the skinny boy caught his hand and, with a single punch, sent him flying several meters. The crowd erupted in shock. Standing at the center, the boy felt exhilarated. He had never been this powerful. Yet, seeing the doubtful eyes of others, he received no recognition. At this moment, Peter Parker didn't realize that these newfound powers were not meant for reckless display. They carried a far greater responsibility. He had yet to learn that, in time, he would become a superhero.
Countless towering structures stood before him, each lined with sharp edges, yet he was able to cling to them and climb straight up with ease. He had gained the ability of vertical climbing. Not only that, thanks to the spider genes within him, he could leap astonishing distances, a single jump covering dozens of meters. Soon he discovered that by shooting webs from his wrists, he could swing across buildings and travel great distances. With these newfound powers, Peter came up with a bold idea: to join an underground wrestling match to earn money. His childish vanity made him dream of buying a car and taking the girl he admired for a drive. Before the competition, his uncle stopped him. Having already heard about Peter's fight at school, his uncle spoke to him earnestly. With great power comes great responsibility. But in his rebellious state, Peter refused to listen. He arrived at the match. His opponent was a massive, muscular fighter. The rule was simple: if Peter could last 3 minutes in the cage, he would win $3,000. Dressed in Spider-Man's earliest homemade costume, Peter stepped into the ring. The crowd booed, throwing popcorn at him. As soon as the cage closed, the fight began. The muscle man lunged but missed his very first attack. In a flash, Peter leapt onto the cage wall, then dropped behind him. No matter how many times the muscle man charged, he never caught Peter. With just a few kicks while lying on the ground, Peter knocked him down completely. The organizer's favorite fighter couldn't stand up again. Yet after the fight, the crooked organizer only paid Peter $100, exploiting his anonymity. Furious, Peter walked away. Coincidentally, right after he left, a robber stormed in and stole the organizer's money before fleeing. The organizer begged Peter to stop the thief, but Peter stepped aside and let the man escape. Looking back at the corrupt organizer, Peter smirked. This was karma. Not long after, Peter found his uncle lying on the street, shot and dying. A bystander told him that someone had stolen his uncle's car and fired at him. Peter could only watch helplessly as the man who raised him passed away. Consumed by rage, he went on his first hunt, swinging through the city until he finally tracked the killer to an abandoned factory. When Peter saw the thief's face, he was stunned. It was the very same man he had let escape. His anger instantly turned into shock, regret, and guilt. By allowing evil to go unpunished, he had brought tragedy upon himself. During the struggle, the thief fell to his death. Though Peter had avenged his uncle, there was no sense of satisfaction, only emptiness. He finally understood the truth behind his uncle's words. With great power comes great responsibility. From that day on, a new hero was born in the vast city of New York. As Spider-Man, he fought crime and defended the innocent. Criminals trembled at his name. Opinions about him were divided, but Peter never cared. He followed only the conviction within his heart.